Welcome. Today we are discussing one of the most commonly consumed substances on planet Earth, alcohol. Human beings have been consuming alcohol for thousands of years, primarily to change their internal state and to feel differently than they would otherwise. But what is this substance actually doing to our biology? Today we are stripping away the cultural normalization and looking strictly at the clinical data to analyze what alcohol does to individual cells, your hormone profile, your gut microbiome, and your brain. We are also going to address a burning question: is low to moderate drinking actually better for you than zero alcohol? My goal is not to demonize alcohol or judge your choices, but to equip you with the objective, peer-reviewed science so you can make the most informed decisions about your health. To understand alcohol, we must look at its chemistry. Alcohol is both water-soluble and fat-soluble. This means that when you drink it, it doesn't just go to your stomach, it passes effortlessly into nearly every cell, tissue, and organ in your body, including crossing the blood-brain barrier. Ethanol is fundamentally a toxin. When it enters your body, your liver must immediately work to convert it into something less toxic, shifting it into a chemical called acetaldehyde. If you thought ethanol was bad, acetaldehyde is literal poison that damages and kills cells indiscriminately. Eventually, your body converts this into acetate, which can be used as empty calories for energy. But the feeling of being drunk or tipsy is actually the biological manifestation of this poison, disrupting the neural circuits in your brain. Initially, it suppresses the prefrontal cortex, which is the area of your brain responsible for thinking, planning, and suppressing impulses. This is why, after a drink or two, people speak louder, act more impulsively, and ignore their usual behavioral breaks. But the damage goes beyond a single night out. For years, people believed that moderate drinking, having just 1 or 2 glasses of wine a night, was harmless or even good for you. A massive recent study from the UK Biobank, looking at over 30,000 brains, shattered this myth, finding that even low to moderate alcohol consumption of just 7 to 14 drinks a week causes a physical thinning of the neocortex and explicitly reduces gray and white matter in the brain. The idea that a glass of red wine a night is a healthy brain habit is simply not supported by the clinical data. One of the most profound and least discussed impacts of alcohol is on your gut microbiome. For centuries, alcohol has been used to sterilize surfaces because it kills bacteria on contact. When you drink it, it does the exact same thing to your gut, indiscriminately killing the healthy trillions of microbacteria living in your digestive tract and leading to leaky gut. Bad bacteria escape the gut and enter the bloodstream, while your liver simultaneously pumps out inflammatory cytokines. This inflammation travels directly to the brain, which alters a critical system called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. This is your stress system. Even in moderate drinkers, alcohol changes this axis so that your body releases more cortisol at your baseline when you are not drinking. This is why people who drink regularly often feel higher levels of baseline anxiety and stress during the day, creating a vicious cycle where they crave another drink just to calm down from the stress the previous drinks created. Next, we must talk about hormones. Whether you are a man or a woman, your body relies on a delicate balance of testosterone and estrogen for drive, mood, and physical vitality. Alcohol severely disrupts this balance through a process called aromatization. The toxic metabolites of alcohol increase the activity of the aromatase enzyme in multiple tissues, which takes your free testosterone and forcibly converts it into estrogen. In men, this abnormal estrogen spike can lead to diminished sex drive, increased visceral fat storage, and even gynecomastia. In women, this toxic hormone alteration is deeply tied to cancer risk. The epidemiological data on alcohol and cancer is undeniable. Alcohol is a mutagen that alters DNA methylation and gene expression. Because of its effects on cellular mutation and estrogen pathways, there is a heavily documented link between alcohol and breast cancer, showing a 4 to 13% increase in the risk of breast cancer for every 10 grams of alcohol consumed per day, which is roughly the equivalent of one standard American beer or one glass of wine. If you choose to drink, how can you mitigate this biological damage and the resulting hangover? First, understand that the hair of the dog, drinking more alcohol to cure a hangover, is a terrible biological strategy because you are simply delaying the toxicity. Instead, focus on the gut-liver-brain axis. Because alcohol destroys your gut bacteria, consistently consuming low-sugar fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or kefir can help rebuild the microbiome and lower systemic inflammation. Second, replenish electrolytes. Alcohol is a diuretic that strips your neurons of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Rehydrating with heavy electrolytes before bed and upon waking is critical. Finally, if you want to clear the brain fog, you need to naturally spike your depleted adrenaline and dopamine. Safe, deliberate cold exposure, like a 1 to 3 minute cold shower, causes a massive sustained spike in dopamine and epinephrine, which clinical data suggests can help accelerate the clearance of alcohol metabolites and restore alertness. To summarize the clinical truth, the optimal amount of alcohol to drink for your health is 0. There is no biological system in your body that benefits from the ingestion of ethanol. If you found this clinical breakdown helpful, subscribe to the MedMetrics and take absolute command of your metabolic and cellular health today.